Alrighty.
I think we're good.
We're on record. All right, that's good.
Cool.
Steven, what's up, my brother?
What's up, man?
How
How you
you
guys doing?
I'm doing all right. Keithy, how you doing?
I'm good. Just got back from Nicaragua. Doesn't get better than that.
Dude, you just came back from a
Nice.
surf trip
Ooh, that's sick.
in Nicaragua.
Oh yeah, I heard on the last podcast you were doing that.
It was good shit, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sick.
Food was so cheap and so
Really?
good. Like the meat, you could see the cattle and the roads and everything. It's just amazing, man.
That's sick.
And the
Yeah.
waves.
The waves were sick. And then also there's like a little hacienda that,
Yeah.
it's very private and it has its own beach. And if you want to surf it, you got to grab a boat and either drop there or stay there. So
No shit.
cool shit.
Yeah, that's cool.
Special thank you to Keith because he just got back today.
Oh,
He
damn,
just got back
that's
from the
sick.
airport, so I appreciate your efforts.
Yeah, for real. Damn, dude.
All right, man. So we had a pretty hectic weekend. Not as cool as Keith. Obviously, we weren't
Yeah.
surfing, but
Yeah.
it was pretty hectic for us.
Yeah.
Man, the ADCC and the CJI at the same time.
Yeah.
It was a motherfucker keeping track of them on Saturday.
Yep.
I don't know how you were able to see CJI. Well, CJI was at 8 either way.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully they were going on at different times.
Yeah.
But bro, it was long days.
You couldn't make plans.
Some long days. No. I
couldn't
made
make plans.
zero plans.
I mean,
Zero.
luckily my wife is also into jiu-jitsu, so we were able to watch it.
Right.
'Cause
Yeah,
if
that
not,
helps.
It would have been a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So what was your initial impression with CJI? Like I have my opinions on it, but what was your initial reaction to it in terms of entertainment quality?
Overall, I think it was incredible.
I did too.
I think it was incredible. I think it's gonna be huge for the sport.
I did too.
Even more than we all anticipated.
Yeah, man.
Honestly, I do think that there are things that they can fix up, but I mean, for the most part, like the core of what they were trying to do
Mhm.
was accomplished.
Yeah, I think that the way that they set up the entire event was capable of grasping people that don't watch jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Because when you brought Renato Aranja and you brought
Right.
even the Gabby fight with Craig Jones, which wasn't really a fight. I think that was all planned out.
Yeah, I think
wrestling.
so too. I think they were just fucking around.
But either way, that brought eyes to the sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that brings eyes to the sport. I think they did like 1.2 million the second day and 1.3 million views
Yeah.
on the first day.
Yeah.
So that's definitely accomplished what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. I definitely think that the whole thing with Gabby was planned. The
Yeah, it
same
was
thing with like the
definitely
kiss
wrestling.
and stuff like that. But it brought eyes, man.
Which
Like,
is wild.
right. Right. I mean, it brought eyes. They got the attention that they wanted. Bro, I saw that shit on TMZ and like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. It was all over the place. It was on like mainstream platforms.
Dude, that was genius marketing. And if that was planned, I think Gabby Garcia has like a really good career in acting because she looked legitimately upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody thought that she was actually going to get Craig.
I still kind of thought she was legitimate, but now that you're saying
Yeah.
it's planned, it makes more sense to me.
Yeah. So at the end they had a video of that day.
Yeah.
The day that they were doing the weigh-ins and stuff like that. And at the end of the video, you can see that like they were showing each other the recording and she was like cracking up about it. So it was all planned.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good. But I think that helped, and the marketing leading up of trashing ADCC, all
Yeah.
that brought eyes to the sport.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's huge, bro. I think it's going to be really big. I saw a post that said the Cade and Tackett match was like the Stephen Bonner and Forrest Griffin match.
Didn't you
it
kind of
was
think that when you saw it, when you were watching it, like, what the fuck?
I didn't make that connection, but when I heard it or when I read it, I was like, absolutely. That's what it felt like.
Dude, and it
That
felt
is what it felt like.
wild when they went leading up through the bracket, which is another thing I liked about
Yeah.
CJI was the way that they set up those brackets,
Yeah.
that we could see every fight and create that storyline to
Yeah.
really get into those matches. Leading up to that match, because you could feel kind of that, and you weren't even there, right? But you could feel that it was going to be a really intense match between the two,
Yeah.
stylistically, because Tackett was going up the bracket just mauling people, bro.
Yeah.
Like doing that knee on neck.
Yeah. He was destroying people.
Yeah,
destroying
man.
people.
And we were texting during and we were like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is going on?
Yeah.
dude?
Yeah. He was running through people, bro.
What did
It
you
was
think
sick.
about the match? Like other than the
about
feeling of it,
the Caden,
Tackett match.
bro, it was incredible.
Did
It
you
was
think
incredible.
that Ruotolo took it?
So I thought it was even to the last round, right? And I'm
Yeah, it was.
pretty sure the judges had it that
Yeah,
way.
they did.
It was even. And what solidified it for Cade, in my opinion, was the 2 submission attempts at the end.
Right at the end. That omoplata, I think it was.
Yeah,
or
and then I think
gogoplata.
it was like he threw up an anaconda too, like against the wall.
Right.
And that was like with a minute left. So I think that really solidified it for him. But bro, it was
But going into
crazy.
that round, I think Tackett was winning that match.
Yeah, I think he had the
round.
momentum.
In that
Yeah.
round. I think he was going to take that for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that throwing up that anaconda, well, if you're in that position, you know that the fight is close, which is the great thing about the rounds, right?
Yeah.
Because they know, right?
Yeah.
Or is it just the audience that knows?
So I don't think they know like how we saw it, where it was like each judge, how they scored it.
Right.
I think they just know overall if it's a 2 versus 1 round or a unanimous round.
Yeah, they kind of
They'll just
know
say
it.
like, oh, it's a split round for Cade or unanimous round for a tie.
Okay.
or
So they don't know
whoever,
the actual numerical like value of it, but they know who's winning so far.
Right, exactly.
So going into that round was, dude, and the thing is going into, if you think about it, it's 15 minutes of match time, right?
Yeah.
Was it 5 minutes rounds? It was 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, it was 5 minutes.
So you have 15 minutes of match time and you just had 10 minutes tough round.
Yeah.
Which, okay, you get a break, but that break, how much can you really recover in that break to go in for another tough 5 minutes?
I mean, not much, but it helps more than 15 minutes straight.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
For sure, man. Because if you try to do 15 minutes straight, like just rolling, it's a lot different than doing 3 rounds at your gym that are 5 minutes.
Right. But if you're doing 15 minutes rolling straight, there's going to be pockets of rest, I think.
Yeah, it's a different pace.
Yeah.
But because you have those like 5 minute goes, it changes.
Right.
So I think it helped that match.
Right. I see what you're
Because
saying.
the 2 guys who have like crazy gas tanks were able to get a minute on top of their gas tanks.
Right.
So it just helped them like go.
And the judging for CJI really helped when it came in terms of making it entertaining and the pace of the fight.
Yeah.
Like there was people getting stalls on mount.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is crazy because when I was watching Felipe Pena's first match,
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember who it was against, but it was his first match in ADCC. He was literally stalling.
It was against Brandon Reed.
Was it?
Yeah.
He was. I think it was
The wrestler. He was
wearing.
wearing like the red
I think so.
level black with the glasses.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And he took the glasses off at the.
Yeah.
Well, he was stalling in that and to get to the points ending, which made the match a lot more slower.
Yeah.
So when you have the way that you're calling penalties on mount, it really created that pace that's entertaining for other people to watch.
Right.
For somebody that doesn't know jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? If you're just laying on top of the guy on mount, it's boring as fuck.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It was sick.
Yeah, it was.
It was sick. I loved it. I thought the way that they went about it as far as dividing the rounds, having the 10-8 or 10-9, whatever, unanimous scorecards in between, it gave the viewers a really good sense of how they were trying to judge it, in like which way they were going, leaning. I thought it was really good for the fan who's not active in jiu-jitsu.
Right.
I thought it did a really good job of like helping them understand.
What's
okay,
going
like
on.
it looks like this, and the judges are like they're almost like agreeing with me. Like as someone that doesn't understand jiu-jitsu, it looked like that guy won. Oh, okay, he was winning unanimously.
Right, and they could tell like when it was getting boring, they were getting fouls. You can tell like, like he's not moving the pace, which is why he's getting penalized.
Right, exactly.
And I think that also when it came to the scoring of the actual rounds, the commentators and analysts, bro, they did an amazing job.
Yeah, I thought it was
this is
very
going to
good.
be 10-7 because it was a close submission.
Right.
10-8, you're just getting mopped up. You're getting mounted.
I only had one complaint with the commentating.
What?
The guy who used to work for Flow, I think his name is like Halleck or something.
Okay, yeah.
The guy in the middle.
Yeah.
2
British guys and the one of the British guys in the middle.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. He used to work for Flow, doesn't anymore. But that guy, when Tackett was going up, he just kept on calling his jiu-jitsu ugly.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't remember that.
I don't understand that because to me, I don't think anybody at the highest level has like particularly ugly jiu-jitsu unless you stall and you are just playing the system, right? Like, I think that is ugly jiu-jitsu because it's like you're not really doing jiu-jitsu,
Right.
right? It's anti-jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But if I were to choose, I think his jiu-jitsu is nicer than Cade and Ty's jiu-jitsu. I think Cade and Ty's jiu-jitsu is like very specific to them because they move their bodies in a very strange way.
I see what you're saying.
You could move similar to Tackett, maybe not at the same pace, but his movements are actual like jiu-jitsu movements.
Yeah.
There was a point where Cade, someone was climbing on his back. It was Levi.
Mhm.
And he just kind of like threw himself out of it.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. Like, who's going to do that?
Right,
That's
right,
not
right.
like jiu-jitsu, but it worked for him,
Right.
right? That doesn't mean that his jiu-jitsu is bad. It's just not like jiu-jitsu that you can actually like follow. There was no system. Like with Tackett, it was nonstop berating people with his movement, but there was a system to it.
Yeah. I think the way that he meant ugly was probably like it's ugly for the person that's going against him.
I mean, maybe.
It could be a translation error there. Like,
I don't know.
From British, but it would be ugly if you're going against them and you're getting your knee.
Yeah, I mean, it
a knee in your
sucked.
throat, dude.
It sucked. I didn't even know. Man,
It was
Nikki
dude.
got
You're still feeling that?
mollywopped, bro.
You're still feeling that?
Bro.
What do you think it was for in that specific? You think it's just his gas tank?
Yeah, I think it was just his gas tank. And then I think if he can't like overpower someone technically, then he just kind of like breaks.
Yeah.
You know, I think he thought he was going into the match thinking in the first round, I'm probably going to get to his leg, break his leg, and be done with the match because that is my path to victory. If it goes past that, I'm screwed.
Which is wild to think of it if you're going against like somebody like Andrew Tackett.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to
Right.
kind of consider the pace of it, especially when they just came off those trials wins that they had
Mhm.
and you saw how they're going and and it's a different rule set. So you know that they're going to have a little, well, now I guess hindsight's 2020, right?
Yeah, of course.
You kind of know that their pace is going to be extremely active for those 15 minutes that they're in the match.
Yeah.
So thinking that I'm going to go in, leg lock him, but it seemed that there was a point that he did break.
Yeah. No, I mean, second round, he was done.
Yeah.
Bro, you could even say end of the first round, but
Yeah.
I'll give him the first round, say he didn't quit. Second round, he was done, bro.
Yeah,
It was
man.
like 10 minutes of him just like getting stomped on, bro.
Yeah, he was, dude, I mean, I don't blame him either. Like that pace was, I mean, if you're at that level, you should be able to keep up that pace.
I mean, that's the thing, man. Like at that level, it didn't look like, for how good he is, it didn't look like he's that good.
What do you think is going to be next for him? Like, do you think he's going to keep competing?
I don't even know, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it was so bad that I wouldn't be surprised if he takes a really long time to compete again,
Yeah.
which is gonna hurt him, I
Right.
think. But I mean, who knows, man?
Maybe he should step
Who
into
knows?
that coaching role more.
Maybe, but then at that point, you do sacrifice competing. You know,
Yeah.
I think
he's
there's
young
very
too, bro.
there's very few people that can do both.
Yeah.
You know, and when you have a specific style, it works better for you to coach, right? Like I think people like Andre Galvao and Wagner, who,
Which Wagner did amazing.
yeah, he did amazing,
Yeah.
but they're very keen on knowing what the rules are.
Okay.
So they have like the little nuances of like what they can do and cannot do, right? So they'll do enough to get to be active,
Yeah.
but they'll also stay very safe,
Yeah.
right? And that's not to say that they stall, because I don't think that Andre Galvao or Wagner stall.
Yeah.
I think they're just very good at playing the system.
Yeah.
You know, I think there are other people that play the system well, but do stall,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
I think that within that, like Wagner will entice you to like
Make mistakes and shit.
want to make mistakes, right? So he is being active enough to make you make that mistake,
Right. I guess
versus
you could
just
kinda
kind
see
of
that.
like a collar tie and just hand fighting for
Right. But his style's aggressive.
yeah,
nonetheless.
exactly.
He always pushed forward. And
Exactly.
I think what you're saying, you could see it in the fight that he did against
Hokage,
Hokage.
Yeah,
I think that now you say that, it kind of makes sense to me.
right?
Like you kind of made him make mistakes in order to get the win.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think that's probably just a byproduct of him being around the game for so long, man.
Right,
The
exactly.
wisdom that
Exactly.
guy has is insane.
He's done so many trials. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's been doing trials for like, I don't know, 10 years or some shit like that.
Yeah, he's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
I was watching one when he was young, and they don't like. What was he fighting? Like 66 kilos? Back in the
I think
day?
he was doing 77. I don't know if he ever did
No,
66.
okay. I thought he did 66.
Because
That's really
originally
small.
he started at 77,
Mm.
then went up to 88, and then went back down. But he only went back down because you can cut the weight Friday, and then that was it.
Yeah.
That was like the new change.
Right.
Because he was walking around the last time I saw him at like 210. He was huge, bro. He was huge. And he's a monster, bro. I mean,
When was the last time you saw him? Was it like recent?
not that recent.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to give like a calculation in my head of how long it took him to cut the weight.
No, I mean, I'm sure it took him a couple months, you know.
Yeah. It
I
wasn't
would
like
say
something-
about 2,
Yeah.
maybe 3 if he
Yeah.
wanted to like do it slow.
Right.
But yeah, I would say like 2. But remember, he also fought in the UFC and stuff,
Mhm.
so he's used to that.
Yeah, the weight cutting. Man, I'm just happy that he did as well as he did, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's great.
same.
He's good.
It's cool for a guy from Florida. To
Yes,
do
exactly.
That cool, you know?
Right. A Florida dude to get
Yeah.
that in there.
And Jasmine did well too, so
Yeah.
that was cool.
I mean, the only one that didn't have a good outcome was Achilles Rochas against JayRod.
Yeah,
But Achilles is young, bro.
yeah, he has so many opportunities to go back. So
Just to be at that level at that age.
yeah, he's already there. He won
Right.
already.
Right.
You know, like
That's
that was a win.
Yeah, that's a win.
Yeah, man.
And I mean, pulling JayRod in the bracket is a motherfucker too, bro.
Yeah, I think
He came in with a fucking
I think they just wanted a barn burner in
Yeah.
the beginning, just to like keep people engaged, you know.
yeah.
So
Which is another thing about the ADCC that I noticed now after watching CJI was how, when I'm thinking about it like as a person that doesn't know the sport, right?
right,
When you have the 3 matches going at the same time, it's impossible to kind of like stay behind any type of fighter or really just
Right.
follow if you don't know the sport.
right, dude. I was really disappointed with Flo this weekend because they were bouncing around constantly.
Do it in the middle of matches.
Yes, in the middle of matches that were like very exciting, they would be like, "Oh, let's go watch some other match that they're just collar tying each other for 11 minutes."
Right, dude. And that's exactly how way I was thinking when I saw like that type of stuff happen. I don't remember what match it was, but it was a match, 2 big names, and then they put me to another match. Like, let's watch this stalling activity here, and it's like, if you're gonna leave the matches, leave all 3 of them. I'll
Right.
pick one. Like, I have ADHD, I might move around a little bit, but I'll pick the best one for me. But if you're
Right.
jumping around for me, you're gonna just not. I'm not gonna be able to follow it.
The point of what was it? What is it called? The flow
The flow zone.
flow zone.
Yeah.
The point of flow zone is for you to be covering the most exciting matches. That is the point.
Who's making the decisions?
Yeah, exactly.
Who is the guy pressing
why
the
are
button?
why are we doing this? Why are we bouncing back and forth to the boring matches?
Yeah.
Because then I have to go to the app because I was streaming it on my TV. I have to go to the app, open it up, actually find the match that I want,
Right.
but I still want to watch other highlights, right? So I'm like watching Flow Zone, hearing the crowd go crazy, but I have someone in full guard
You know the crowd's
for
not for
4
them.
minutes. What is going on? Why are we doing this?
They can't do it that way for that major event anymore. I don't think they can do it that way. I understand they want to cover all the matches at the same time, but they can't do it. They can't be jumping back and forth like that.
Yeah,
I mean, I think you have to keep one match. They have it like that, right? Like mat 1, mat 2, mat 3,
right.
where you can watch the actual stream.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah. So they have the Flow Zone, then they have it in Portuguese, which
Yeah.
I think is cool.
Yeah, that's
Like,
pretty cool.
And then they have the 3 mats,
Yeah.
which is nice. Like they set it up nice, but man, Flow Zone was like
Yeah,
on
they gotta
one.
work on that.
They really have to work on that. And the stream itself wasn't great. Like
Mhm.
it was glitching a lot.
The thing is that when you went, what was it, Friday CJI, when you watch that and you kind of get pumped off that, and then you automatically go to watch ADCC, and the little nuances, like the little mistakes, you're starting to catch them.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? It was like the volume of the fights, which is something that we wouldn't have noticed the last ADCC.
Yeah.
We would have just been excited to watch it. They would have moved it around. We would have done what we had to do. But after watching CGI, the way that they presented the event,
Yeah,
it's got to change the way that ADCC thinks about
right.
do
which
any
is
better.
good, right? Like this is why I was saying last time, like in order for things to get better, you need something to like rival that.
Right.
So now ADCC can look at themselves and be like, okay, what did they do that was better than us?
Right.
Right? Like where did we lose out on the event?
Right.
And they can fix those things.
Yeah.
Not trashing ADCC at all. I think it's good for both sides.
Yeah. I'm not trashing anyway. I'm
Right,
giving my
exactly.
opinion.
For
And
sure.
If you don't like it, I'm sorry.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
If
what
you
do you
don't
want
like
me
it,
to
you
do?
don't like it. That's your bad.
And the other thing that I was thinking about when it came to CJI, comparing the two, is that you know how they have that not out of bounds rule, but when you go out of bounds in ADCC,
Yeah.
it kind of like it's always kind of like you're just always trying to sprawl out or trying to get off. Let's say it's a takedown.
Right.
You're always sprawling back, you're going directly back, right? But when they added that alley to CJI,
Bro, that was a game changer.
dude, you know, you have to think about I want to say cutting the ring, but like
Yeah.
cutting the mat to like get that guy in a corner. There's other elements that are going to be incorporated now when it comes to jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
especially in those type of competitions that we didn't even think about.
That is why Andrew Tackett and Cade Ruotolo was so exciting. Because it had it been ADCC, they would have gone out of bounds a million times. Bro.
Right.
The referee at CJI basically got paid to say start and stop.
Right. I want
They
that
didn't
job.
have any other interference with the match.
Yeah.
Because if it's on the wall, who cares? Just keep it going.
The only
There
rule was like you
nothing,
can't
bro.
put your hands on the top or something like that.
Yeah, but even that, like, why would I put my hands on top?
I don't
Now
know.
I just exposed everything, and Luke Rockhold did that.
Exactly.
Got his fucking neck choked on. Like,
Dude, which was, to be honest, that fight,
I actually thought he was gonna catch it, but
you thought he was going to submit him?
yeah, I thought he was
did
gonna
too.
catch him.
I thought he was going to submit him
Yeah.
with that. The only issue with that fight, and this is me just being a stickler, is that, and I see both sides, and I kind of agree with both sides, is that one, it kind of delegitimized an event when you have one athlete kind of being like joking around and shit.
Right.
It kind of because there's people that when it comes to ADC that you don't see anybody fucking around
Mhm.
like at that level. Maybe they do a
Right.
joke here or there, and it kind of means that the person wants to be there.
Yeah.
When you have somebody that's fucking around, it kind of delegitimizes it in no sense. But at the same time, that created entertainment value. I
Yeah.
saw that reel. I mean, I saw those reels a bunch of times and probably brought more eyes because of that.
Yeah.
So I have a love, hate. I kind of see the pros and cons of both of it. But how did you feel about when you saw it?
When I saw what,
When he was like-
Craig messing around and stuff.
No, not Craig, dude. I'm talking about
Rockhold.
Rocco when he's like slapping hands. Like, what was your first initial impression when you saw it?
I didn't mind it because I think he already knew that he was losing.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, might as well have some fun with it.
Oh,
You know,
okay,
like
okay.
in that. Yeah, it didn't really bother me too much.
Okay, maybe it's just me that I'm a stickler.
No, I mean, I don't know. I think if you're getting not destroyed, right? Because then you look like a fool.
Yeah.
But I mean, he probably knew that he was going to lose a match.
Right.
He saw his friend Demetrius Johnson, and said, "What's up to him?"
Yeah. And he also came in. I don't think he came in like in the best shape. I think he kind of took it like in a joking fashion.
Who knows, man? I mean, if I put money down, I would have lost that fight.
You would have lost like
Yeah, I thought he was gonna get
me too.
catch Downey.
Yeah, for sure. But Downey's also shown some improvements, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously he still has that savage wrestling
Yeah.
background.
he doesn't have the subs,
Yes.
right? But bro, he's a world class wrestler.
And he beat somebody else other than Rockwell, didn't he?
I
Or did he lose the second match?
think he lost the second match. Yeah, because that was the quarters that he lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he didn't make it to the semis.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. But I saw him doing well in one of the matches. He was dominating and he was doing pretty good, but
Right.
he lost the match. But that element of CGI and the cage, or not the cage, the alley, is really a new concept that I think is going to change the way people train when it comes to this event. Because this is the first event and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Right. They say they're going to do it every year, so it's going to become a major event.
Yeah,
Hopefully, right?
I hope so, man.
And they're going to get much more sponsors after this.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. So that's where ADCC kind of is in a bit of a pickle
Mm.
because if this happens every year and the prize is $1 million every year, then who cares about the thing that comes around every 2 years?
Right.
You know, like it kind of devalues
Right.
ADCC in that sense, you know, because
Yeah, because if you have let's say CGI well, let's just say we project for it and it decides it gets better, right? Next year it's even better.
Yeah.
Right. And then the year after that would be ADCC. How many people are going to be like, oh, I want to go to ADCC. I want to win an ADCC title. How many are going to be like, I want to win $1 million and a CJI title? Right. Because I'm assuming that next year more athletes are going to want to compete.
Of course. Especially since they don't have ADCC to worry about. Right. They don't have the conflicting tournament.
That's going to be, I think the next one was probably going to be more wild.
Yeah, probably. The thing is too, I wonder how someone like Mo is going to react, even though there is no ADCC next year. I wonder how he's going to react to certain people wanting to do the CJI. Because now it's almost like a me versus you thing. Yeah. Right? So it's like you're either on my side or on his side. Right.
And you got to assume that Mo, being a savvy businessman, isn't just going to lay down for 2 years.
Is he a savvy businessman?
I don't know.
At this point, a good point. I don't know.
Because it was kind of like a monopoly back then. Not monopoly in the sense that they had control of the entire jiu-jitsu competitive market, right? But in the sense of the prestige of a competition.
But I think that was made before him. He built it up even more. So to his credit, he did.
Right, but without an actual competitor against him.
Correct. Yeah. So now we see all the flaws. Craig really did a good job at exposing all of those.
So is Craig a good businessman?
I think at this point, Craig and Seth, his business partner, are probably better businessmen. Because watching ADCC, do you feel like the money that he was going to be spending on the pyrotechnics and the screens and all of that stuff to make it a show, do you think that was worth it? No. It didn't even look that crazy. No. I mean, they had a huge screen. They did have some fireworks.
Yeah. But this guy proved that he could put on a good event. I mean, he had some smoke and shit like that, but he proved that you can incorporate good matches.
Dude, that was like 2 seconds of the entire day. Yeah. The fireworks and shit. Yeah. And it wasn't even that impressive. Like, no. It wasn't even that cool. So for you to say like, oh, we're going to have a bunch of this stuff to make it look like a legitimate event.
Which in my opinion, if you compare kind of like CJI to an MMA event, the way that CJI was set up is kind of look more like a real event than like if you were going to watch a UFC fight, you kind of look more like a CJI than an ADCC. Yeah. You know what I mean? I agree. So like the approach that they took, they simplified it and they made it a lot better. And my question is, if they expand this thing, they're going to, I think they will probably have more weight classes, no? Or do you think they're going to keep it like that?
Maybe.
Still 2 million. I wouldn't mind either way.
I think at this point, it's still too early to make too many changes. Okay. Because one of the things that I think CJI needs to figure out is how to shorten the first day. Okay. Because I think the first day took a really long time.
Started at 3, right? And ended
it started at 9 hours. 3 over there. So for us on the East Coast, it was 6 o'clock. I went to bed at 4 in the morning.
Oh, okay, yeah, but it was like 9 hours, right?
It was 10.
It was around that many hours. That's crazy,
bro. It was a long time. I went to bed at 4 in the morning, bro.
Yeah, it was late. I was passing out.
Late, bro.
I was passing out.
So I mean, but if it's 4 in the morning for us, it's still like 1 o'clock in the morning for them.
It's still wild.
Right. It's still 3 o'clock to 1 o'clock. That's a long time. Yeah. So what they need to do is figure a way.
They could just do Sunday too.
I think if they actually, so this time, obviously, ADCC was conflicting, right? But next year, there is no ADCC. If they make it Saturday, Sunday, then you can run it at 9 in the morning. Right. And then I don't care if it's, I don't know, whatever, 7 o'clock that it ends or 10 o'clock that it ends, because I had the whole Saturday to like sit down and just watch it. Yeah. I'm not going to bed at 4 in the morning. You know what I mean? So on Saturday, that doesn't bother me as much. Yeah. Sunday, same thing. Obviously, people will watch Saturday, Sunday because we've already seen that with ADCC. Right. Yeah. So I think maybe even just as simple as that could be the change. Yeah. But they do need to do something where it's not Friday afternoon to Saturday at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I think doing any event on a Friday is wild, dude.
Because I watched it, you watched it,
Yeah,
but we train.
Right.
We're brown belts.
Yeah.
Right? Like we actively want to see that.
right.
People that don't train are not going to watch
Not
that.
until 4 a.m.
They're not going to do that.
Yeah. It's
You
probably
know?
going to be better if they do change it to a Saturday and make it earlier.
Right.
But I think, man, I'm just curious to know what the fuck ADC is going to, how they're going to respond.
I don't know, man.
So you did see what Craig Jones said about it? Any fan that goes into ADCC and does something crazy, he's going to give him $5,000.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw some guy take a picture with Mo with the CJI shirt on.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
didn't see that one.
Yeah, because Craig reposted it. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe he sent that guy some bread.
Yeah, I mean, that's wild.
That
I
would
think
be sick.
they did a good job, man. They did a good job of marketing the entire thing. I think ADCC did it. I mean, they didn't really get better from the last ADCC. You know?
That's what I'm saying, man. Like for the amount of money that they spent. So my brother's a DJ,
Okay.
right? And that huge screen that was behind them, he said had to be $200,000 to $500,000
Really?
just on that screen. Right?
Fuck.
You're spending that money on that. You could have paid people, bro.
Yeah.
Like you could have paid people.
Right. So
You know, and had it not been the T-Mobile Arena, and it would have been the Thomas and Mack Center, you would have also saved a lot of money too.
yeah.
So doing these extra things, obviously, CJI has shown that you don't need to do that. It's really, at the end of the day, it's about the sport.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what's gonna bring the eyes.
Right.
Mello has a friend, and he said that he was watching the Cade and Tackett match, and he was like, that was better than an MMA fight.
Dude, it was,
He was like,
wild.
the guy doesn't even train.
Oh, really?
He's never trained before. And he was like, I was watching that match and I thought it was better than an MMA fight.
Do you know how he got into watch the match? I'm just
I
curious.
don't know. I don't know that much.
Maybe Mello told him or something.
Yeah. Or maybe he just picked up on it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm
really
kind of
sure.
curious to see how the other.
I didn't really ask Mello.
I wish I could find the number of people that didn't watch jiu-jitsu that watched jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, that's the next thing.
Yeah, I
to
want to
see like
that.
how many people actually tuned in that aren't actual practitioners.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And the other person that, let's talk about like the actual matches that were there. So we talked about Cade and Tackett. Did you expect Levi to get as far as he did? I thought he was going to lose. I was texting him making fun of him with what he was wearing on the first match.
Really?
Yeah, I think he was going against
The all white?
Yeah,
I thought
Roberto.
that was clean,
dude,
bro.
I thought it looked ridiculous.
Oh, that was clean, man.
That's why he didn't answer probably. It was against
I don't
Roberto
even remember
Jimenez.
that text. I did not think he was going to heel hook him, but I thought he could have beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. I thought it was going to be a lot more like back takes and stuff like that.
Right.
But honestly, Roberto, he didn't really hand fight at all.
No.
He was just kind of like eating it, hoping that I guess he was going to let go. I don't really know.
Yeah.
If you watch the replay, he's like not hand fighting. He's staying up on his knee instead of propping down to like actually get close to Levi's hands. He really wasn't addressing it at all.
Like, wasn't addressing the grips or wasn't addressing the leg entries?
No, he was. I'm saying like fully locked heel hook. He wasn't addressing
once it was locked in.
anything.
Okay, but like before that, before we got to the heel hook, like that's right before when they were grip fighting, all that stuff. He was kind of leaving himself open for the leg locks.
I think he was not expecting. I don't think anybody was expecting the K guard that Levi
Dude, one
was
of the
bringing.
commentators was not the K guard, but they were saying that his weakness was leg. I think it's Brandon.
Yeah.
What's his name? Brandon from
McCaffrey.
Yeah, McCaffrey. I call him McCraren, which is a legendary teacher commentary. But that guy,
he's sick.
He said it right before the fight that the way that he would lose is by leg locks, and he said
for sure
one of the Ruotolo brothers had mentioned that he was going to lose by leg locks, and you would assume, being Roberto Jimenez, that he got better at that.
I think he did get better.
Yeah.
Obviously, not to the extent that maybe he should.
Yeah.
Competing at that level.
Right.
Because at this point, like, you have to know leg locks.
Yeah, man.
Like
but you have to know it, and then there's people that are just at a fucking level. You know what I mean?
But I didn't think Levi was there.
That's what I.
And I still don't though.
Really?
I still don't necessarily think that he's there. I think his entries are sick. I don't know if his
fucked up one of
finishing
the Ruotolo's
mechanics.
legs, dude. Didn't break, like he didn't tap to it, but
Right.
but it popped. I think it was while he was in a leg, like rolling out of it.
But I think he almost did it to himself. I think the
Okay.
way that he rolled to
Yeah.
defend it, he injured himself.
Right. It wasn't like the application
Right.
of the technique that got
Now,
it.
if you tell me, oh no, Flanagan, his finishing mechanics are sick.
Yeah.
Sick. He catches a heel really fast.
Yeah.
When he heel hooked, who did he heel hook? It'll come to me.
That's okay.
When he heel hooked his first match,
Yeah.
whoever he went against.
Don't ask me about names because I
I
cannot
know,
remember names,
I
dude.
know.
I know you're struggling there. I'm trying to
Yeah,
help,
yeah.
but my brain's just like beep, beep.
I'll remember.
Okay.
Majid H.
There we go.
When
Oh,
he
that's right.
yeah. when he heel hooked him, it was so fast, nobody knew what had happened.
I think he also tapped a little early.
I mean, there was a lot of pressure on his
I
leg.
couldn't see the angle of it
Yeah.
because the angle that they were showing
Yeah, it was
us-
like behind Majid.
right. I couldn't
Yeah.
really see it, but the way that he tapped, it was
Yeah.
like it was like tap 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 tap.
Yeah,
tap.
yeah, yeah. It was quick. So I
It
think
made me
his
think he
finishing
had like a knee,
mechanics. are
like a
good.
fucked up knee already. Like he already had
Maybe.
something fucked up, and he was like, "I'm not fucking with
Who
this."
knows?
Yeah,
But I think Levi's entries are sick.
yeah.
Sick. So I wasn't expecting him to heel hook him, but I was expecting it to be a lot more of like back takes and
Yeah,
a lot more scrambles.
yeah. And then I like Cade Ruotolo right before he faced Levi.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying like, "Oh, don't give the guard players allow them to
Yeah.
stall and all that stuff." Like,
Yeah, I think that was
prepping him
just
up.
like a mind game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
prepping
It was
him up.
just mind games, man.
Yeah, which was that was a
Because
good match
Levi
too.
was not backing up at all
no man. He was
at all.
engaging the entire time.
the entire time.
Everybody else was backing up when he was getting
Right.
it. So it was just
And
the back
rightfully
forth.
so, because that K guard was nasty, dude.
You just think that he jumped up his level of that leg lock game,
Yeah, I think working with Lachlan Giles like really helped him out.
dude. That guy's
His
nuts.
guard was always nasty. Like I
Yeah.
remember watching Gi, like when he was actually competing in the Gi,
Yeah,
his guard was sick, bro. Sick.
I don't
Always.
remember that far back.
Always, bro.
Yeah.
It was like, I want to say like 2019. He was like one of my favorite people to watch.
Levi,
Yeah.
really?
He was nasty, bro. In the
shit.
Gi. Yeah.
That's interesting, dude. Yeah, I think training with Lachlan, dude, that guy, in my opinion, is a little bit underrated when it comes to leg locks. You know what I mean? Everybody talks
He's
about
super underrated.
everybody talks about everybody else in leg
Yeah.
locks.
He's
ability.
incredibly
And
underrated.
this guy is like,
Yeah.
I'm just watching. Like, I'll go back to watch his videos every so often on leg locks, and it's
Yeah.
crazy how much detail there is in the technique that he's applying,
Yeah.
and like he thinks about everything.
Yeah. I think when it comes to leg lockers, Eddie Cummings, best ever.
Bro, where is he? That guy's got a PhD
He's
or
a
something,
ghost. He's gone, bro.
Yeah.
He's gone. We're never gonna see him again.
which is sad.
I know. But it was like a phantom, you know? He just like came and went.
Yeah.
You know? It was like a short time.
Short but good. He came out on top.
It was
till
like
he left.
great time. But Eddie Cummings, the GOAT.
Yeah,
There's nobody that's gonna convince me otherwise. And then it's Lachlan is number 2.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Man,
He's sick.
I wish Eddie. You know, you said Eddie Cummings. Now it makes me sad.
I know. I know. A lot of people don't even know who the hell he is.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah. Wait, there's somebody put out I'm going off a tangent, but somebody put on like a seminar of Eddie Cummings the other day.
It's sick.
No, but he's not doing it. It was a trick. It
Oh,
got me.
oh.
I was like, what? I researched it. I was like, what the fuck?
Because
This
they
happened?
have like a seminar of his, an old seminar.
No, that he was gonna teach a seminar.
Oh yeah.
And they were saying that he was gonna teach a
Oh,
seminar.
okay,
and I
okay,
was like,
okay.
what the fuck? He's coming back? And
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, I wasn't that lucky.
Bro.
So what did you
Crazy.
think about the JayRod and Giancarlo fight?
I thought JayRod looked better than he ever had.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought he could have won that match.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of times you'll see that he gets he almost gets like antsy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he really, really like thrives in movement.
Yeah.
So when there is no movement, he like gets antsy and he thinks he has to do something
Right.
versus just staying where he's at and almost force the other person to start the movement.
Yeah.
So then he'll start it, but then it is to his detriment,
Right.
You know?
Like he'll make mistakes. Just
which
to
is what I
initiate
think
movement.
happened. There was a point where Giancarlo came up on the single, picked up both legs, and they were there for 20 seconds.
Mm.
Too long for JayRod.
Right.
So he like tried to do like a Cade and just throw himself out of it.
Right.
It didn't work. And that's where Giancarlo started getting the points.
Yeah. It was that. That was
Had it
definitely a
not been
turning
for
point.
that, bro, he was making him tired, man.
And I didn't expect that match to go that way. You
In
know
what
I mean?
sense?
Like I thought Giancarlo was going to do a lot better.
I thought so too,
I thought
man.
he was going to dominate.
I thought so too. I
completely.
honestly thought he was going to dominate,
Yeah.
but he looked really, really good.
I think he may have gotten overconfident a little bit.
Who? Giancarlo?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe. I think JayRod, he just like JayRod's what, a purple belt?
Yeah.
Maybe he's thinking that I got this guy. He's probably rolled him before.
He's already competed against him twice.
Yeah.
He's beaten him twice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure that also helps your confidence going into it.
Giancarlo was big too. He looked fucking jacked.
Bro, he's huge, bro.
I didn't think he was going to make that weight. Bro.
I saw him in Arizona
Mm.
for that seminar, the weekend seminars.
Yeah.
He's massive, bro.
Yeah.
He
He's from
looks
here,
like,
right?
He looks like a gorilla.
He's from Miami.
Yeah, he was born here.
Yeah, he's born here. I actually trained with him when he was a blue belt.
No way.
Yeah, when he was a blue
Where
belt. At Hillian Gracie.
Oh shit.
He started at Hillian's.
No way.
I think he started at Hillian's, but he was and even then he was a fucking savage.
No way.
Yeah. He started at Hillian's and we were blue belts together. I think we got our purple belts at the same time.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. That guy's a fucking savage. I didn't know him. I didn't talk to him much. He was always like with the Gracies.
Yeah.
Like, that was his group. But yeah, he was a nice guy, but he was a savage always.
That's crazy, bro.
He wasn't as big though.
Yeah, no.
He was a kid, bro. He was a fucking kid just mopping up motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
He's sick, bro.
Yeah, now he's massive.
Yeah, he's huge, bro. Huge.
Well, training out a new wave, bro. Oh, wait. Now we say new wave. We have to talk about Gordon Ryan and Felipe Pena fight.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that to go that way at all, bro. But the bear trap that was working, bro.
Bro, it's been working. Like every time that they go against each other,
yeah,
he bear traps him every time.
No, but wait, because the last time they fought was in Who's Number One?
Yeah.
Okay, they fought in Who Number One, and
he
Gordon,
threw a bunch of bear traps at him.
but it wasn't working the way that it worked at ADCC. Like he was just getting dominated those 30 minutes by Gordon. This one he was coming up.
Who, Felipe
Pena.
I don't think it was working as well the last time. But it was still working.
Yeah.
Because I think it threw Gordon off even the last time. I think what didn't help Felipe last time was the fact that it was a no time limit. So had it been the same rule set, I think it would have worked the same way that it did this time.
Yeah.
But because Gordon could just kind of like sit in those positions,
right?
Because there was no time limit, he's like, all right, I'll have you carry me. That's fine.
Right.
Whereas in this case, he was actually worried about getting swept.
Right.
Because there was points.
I thought he was going to go under him, dude. I thought he was coming up.
There was a point where he was like actively coming up, and I was like, he might get the 2.
It was like it was already in overtime, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so.
No,
not in overtime. It was like right before.
Okay.
He had a bear trap and he started coming up.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like 40 seconds before the match ended. And he was looking at the time. I'm like, this guy's going to fake going up and then come under.
Yeah. What I actually thought he was going to do was, I thought because he had the underhook and Gordon had an overhook and he was like pressuring him down hard.
Yeah.
So I thought
Gordon with the overhook.
With the overhook. Yeah. So I was like, if he just limp arms out of here, he's going to expose Gordon's back and or at least end up in like a half guard.
Right, because he didn't want him to come up because he was actively coming up.
Right. So he started doing the limp arm.
Yeah.
And I think Gordon realized it. So he was like, as soon as he throws his arm, I'm booking it.
Right.
Versus catching him off guard.
Right. He didn't do it like...
I think he like hesitated on it.
Yeah.
Then Gordon was like, oh shit, okay, there's a limp arm here.
I see what you're saying.
And then he went for it.
Yeah, he didn't like pressure in and then swing the arm out.
It wasn't like quick.
Yeah. That makes sense. And then I don't know why he didn't go under, man. Maybe he felt something that obviously we didn't feel and he didn't go under it. But it just looked so open. Also, like for you to just post out when you go under, you know what I mean? When the guy's going under and you're going like what is that? It's not a waiter sweep. Like it's kind of like a deep half.
Yeah,
sweep
like
type of thing.
a dog fight kind of like.
Yeah, exactly. That dog fight sweep that you go under.
I don't know if he could have gone under there because of the bear trap.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. He'd have to redo his legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would have to like completely let go of the bear
And
trap.
that changes it. He could have never gone under. Then he would have
Yeah.
to come straight up. The limp arm was probably the best choice he had there.
Yeah.
Because if
Probably.
he has those legs locked in that way, you're not going to go under. You're gonna get stuck.
Exactly.
That's the best choice he had. Now it makes sense to me now. And then they went on to overtime and he got the 2 points from the sweep, which was kind of like a scramble.
Yeah, it was a
Gordon got 2
scramble,
points.
and Gordon had said that he initiated that, and it was
Did he,
off of an arm drag.
Yeah, well,
So-
he didn't.
Did you leave your arm to
On purpose?
get dragged?
Yeah.
You know,
No,
I don't know.
He
That's
didn't,
like
but
weird.
if he, let's say, if he didn't initiate it, would have been counted as a takedown or as a sweep? Because those 2 points came off a takedown, right?
They came off a takedown,
Because it was a scramble.
but I
did
mean,
the
he
arm
did
drag.
end up on top. So that's where I'm not really sure. I mean,
Me neither.
I would have to like actually look at the rules,
Yeah.
but I was kind of confused. I don't know if they reward you for initiating it.
Because it was off a
Um,
scramble. Like the reason he got to the top, it was an arm drag, but they scrambled a little bit.
Right,
And then he got to the top.
right.
And I'm not sure how the rules work, but if I guess, I don't know, man. Because there was also people saying that like the ADCC, but this is all conspiracy, right? That they've awarded, like you're not supposed to pull guard
Right,
unless you initiate a takedown.
right.
And they said there's videos or clips of Gordon pulling guard without initiating a takedown off a scramble.
Well, I was noticing that a lot of people were pulling guard
Mm.
faster than they should have,
Yeah?
like off of a
takedown.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were doing
Like,
like,
they
a
would-
lazy.
actively shoot and then just sit.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be 3 seconds.
Right. Of trying to get the person
Yeah,
down.
like it has to be actively trying to shoot.
Yeah.
Even if you have the leg, like that's fine. But I saw people shooting, not having a leg, and then they would just sit.
Just going wide arm.
Yeah.
Wide arm going back.
And then they would just sit, which was weird, man. Like,
That's a guard pull.
right,
That's a guard pull.
right.
There's no way,
So it was
no way around
strange.
it.
It was strange.
I don't know, man. I think that just coming off the high of CJI and going straight into ADCC, maybe I came in kind of like, with like squinted eye, like these motherfuckers, because I already saw the ADCC,
I mean-
CJI, like looking for problems in ADCC. Because after watching CJI, I became a fan, bro.
Did you see the UFC 300?
Bro, there was no 300 or 305?
No, 300.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so remember when Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje went?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember that there was 2 title fights after that?
No, not
Exactly. Exactly.
That's what happened to
So
me. Yeah.
that's what happened, right? Like to a lot of people.
That's a good analogy, dude. Did
They-
you just pull that out of did you think about this before or did you just pull that out now?
No, it just reminded me of that because it's the same feeling. Like you go from the high of this amazing event like CJI,
Yeah.
and then the next day it's like this is the finals and absolute of ADCC, and it just feels like
Yeah, especially after that
it's
Tackett,
like okay,
that Tackett fucking war and
bro,
Tackett and Ruotolo.
everything that like the entire event, it was sick.
Yeah.
It was sick, and like even though the Craig and Gabby match wasn't like the most exciting match,
My wife was pissed at that.
really.
She was so mad. I don't know
Why?
why. I don't know why. She's like, this is fucking stupid. Like, this should have done a real match. Like, this is fucking stupid. I'm like, it's fun to me. It's hilarious.
I mean, if they would have done a real match, I don't think it would have gone very different. Like,
That's true.
I mean,
That's true.
I think he actually intended to, because he had said the whole thing about the OnlyFans with a leg lock.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
he intended to go for a leg lock, and then when he was cranking on it, realized that she was gonna let it break.
Yeah.
He was like, "All right, well, she's my friend. I don't want to hurt her."
Do you
so
think
let
it
me-"
was like that? Or I think it was kind of like a WWE type thing?
No, dude, because he went for 2 that were like pretty tight, bro.
I think it was planned, dude. That's just me. I
Bro.
think like the whole match was kind of planned.
There was one there that I was like, "Oh my god, her knee looks like twisted up, bro."
But that was
And
like,
she was just like,
oh,
"No."
you think that it was like actually, he was
Yeah.
actually going for it?
I think he was like trying to get her to tap, not hurt her. And then when he realized, okay, if I apply any more pressure, she's gonna break her leg.
Right.
Let me be smart and not hurt my friend
Right.
and just choke her.
Dude, I don't know. I was watching. I was like, this is kind of like, because it seemed so staged.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure most of it was.
But you're right. Like if there was an actual match, like if it were, I don't think it would have gone any much
No way.
much different.
No way.
And it's wild that the ADCC is not going to indict it to the Hall of Fame.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
fucking
honestly
crazy.
ridiculous.
I didn't even know about that until she
Yeah.
said it.
No, yeah, that was part of the reason why this even happened.
Really?
Like that's how Craig was like able to get her to do it.
Oh, so you knew about this before she mentioned it?
Yeah, because there was an issue with that. Like there was an issue with like her and ADCC and how they didn't really want to give it to her or something like that.
That's wild.
But
dude.
she's won.
And even then, she didn't talk shit about ADCC.
Yeah, I think she's won the most female golds. I think she has like 4 or 5.
Hasn't she won the most titles?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she has the most.
More than males as well. Like she's the most titles, I think, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think she's the most like titles of everybody.
Oh, no. Because Gordon has more than her.
Wait. But
Gaval has more than her.
Oh, Gaval, okay. Yeah, because I was thinking that.
I mean, if you count super fights.
Oh, yeah, that's why I'm not counting super fights.
Okay,
I'm kind of like tournament titles.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how many they have without them.
Yeah, I think that she has the most tournament titles, but also who else could she have faced in her weight class? Dude, not taken away from her.
Even if she doesn't have the most, she definitely has the most as far as women.
Yeah.
Right. Now you could say it's because she's huge.
Right.
But the people that signed up to go against her knew that.
She's also been beaten.
Right. Like that's not her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. That's not her problem. Number one, if other people sign up to go against her,
right,
that's not her fault.
Yeah.
Number two, she's also been beaten. Yeah. So
she was beaten in the last one too.
She was beaten in the last one. She had been beaten at Who's Number Ones.
Yeah.
Like nobody's invincible.
Dude, didn't Mackenzie Dern beat her? Or was it
yeah,
Michelle?
I think she knee barred her in the gi.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was wild.
That was like right before Mackenzie went to MMA, I think.
Yeah. It was right before that. And there was another one I think that beat her as well was like she was Brazilian, I think from Alliance, Michelle. I think it was a Michelle something.
I don't know.
I don't remember. But yeah, she's been beaten before, and I agree with you. Like, not to take anything away from her, but I think she has the most titles. To say that she doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, you're essentially delegitimizing a lot of other people that have gotten less than her.
You know right. I mean? Exactly.
It's not. It doesn't make sense, and that's doing it based off spite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was dumb, but like good for her, man. CJI is probably paying her more than $1 million. She's got to have some sort of partnership because of that shit.
Bro, I'm sure that they all got paid.
Yeah.
Not Craig, but like I'm sure that the fighters, like the people that were doing the super fights, Gabby, all the women really, Gabby, Mackenzie, and Fiona.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they got paid, bro.
Which is great, dude.
I'm sure they got paid, which is sick.
The ADCC. Okay, first of all, going back to Gordon, do you think that Gordon was injured like he said he was injured? He said he was injured. He had like torn his ACL or something. He had something torn and that's why he won.
He tore his LCL.
Okay.
But I think he tore his LCL in one of those bear traps.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so he tore it
because he mentioned that after the Yuri match.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could be wrong, right? Like it could have been before, but I think it was one of the bear traps.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Starting up the signal. What haven't we covered?
Meregali.
Oh, that's the last 10 minutes right there.
Yeah.
Bro, first of all, did you see how that arm fucking went when he landed?
Yes.
What? That was wild.
Yes.
And you could hear the sound of it.
But.
What?
But. If you get the angle from behind Meregali, he says that he dislocated it.
I don't know, but I saw it and it was nasty, bro.
I'm not going to say that he wasn't injured.
Okay.
Right? I'm not going to say that he wasn't injured. However, I don't think it was dislocated because to my knowledge, if you dislocate a joint, you can't really move it.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not a doctor, but that's what I think. So, yeah.
Right. So in the video, that's like from behind Meregali.
From him being like when they're back to back on the Uchimata and he's getting thrown.
So we're on Meregali's side.
Okay.
Right? The view's from Meregali's side. And I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Like I'll try to find it and send it to you.
Okay.
If you look at it, he lands.
Yeah.
And then, which, yes, hyperextended.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the side when he's about to get choked, right? Like when you can see the point system.
So like on the side where his right arm actually lands.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So someone's over here.
Yeah.
He gets Uchi'd.
Yeah.
He throws his arm out to stop it because he had he had already gotten launched prior to,
With the
so
same
he didn't
throw,
want to
bro.
he didn't want to get launched again.
Yeah.
So when he posts out his hand, he lands awkward, right? So I'll give him that. But then he retracts his elbow
Yeah.
to build up and gain height.
Yeah.
At that point, I don't think that your arm is dislocated.
Did he build
your
up or
shoulder.
was he just laying? I thought when he fell, he kind of fell to a side. I don't know if I saw him go like build up that way. I saw him trying to like recover the arm, which if it was dislocated would be the way that he tried to recover it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
even if he wasn't able to build up
Yeah.
like the way that he wanted to,
Mhm.
he was still actively trying to.
Yeah.
And bringing your elbow to your body is probably not going to be possible.
Probably would have tapped immediately too. Like,
Right, exactly. And he would have like yelled out or
Right.
something like that. Because if your arm is dislocated, you obviously know the fight's over.
right, your shoulder,
Like,
but
yeah.
for that matter.
Right,
It's
your
not
shoulder, exactly. So you know the fight's over. I mean, at that point, then you can like before he even locks up the darce, you can say like my shoulder's done.
Yeah,
like
it's done.
it's done.
So you
Or
don't
like
think,
yell out. You know verbally, if someone yells out, they'll stop the fight.
yeah, so you don't think he was legitimately that injured? You think he got caught and then he
I think he got caught. I'm sure that there was an injury,
Right.
right? Maybe like a hyperextension, maybe even like a tear,
Yeah.
you know? I just don't think it's a dislocation.
okay.
Like maybe a minor tear
yeah.
in his pec
Minor
or something
tear.
like I mean, I don't know, you know? Like I have no idea.
Yeah.
I just don't think dislocation is what it was.
Which it may not be. It may be like some sort of torn
Right.
ligament or whatever. But either way,
But I
that
think it
was
also
wild.
helps. I think it helps him with an out.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that is why he also like played into it a lot, you know,
Dude, and it was wild because he called double gold. He's like, I already won in my mind.
like 4 days before like the event even happened.
yeah.
He made a post as if he had already won double gold,
That's wild.
which
dude.
is wild to do.
Yeah. And
That's
then
wild
the
to
thing
do.
is that not that he lost, is who he lost to, which is the guy is a savage.
Yeah,
given.
he's animal.
But nobody expected that.
Hell no.
Nobody expected to lose in that fashion.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you that maybe he lost by points, which still would have been wild.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you lost the way that he lost,
It didn't even make sense to stand up with him though.
yeah, after the first toss,
Before the first toss, why would you put yourself in a position to get tossed like that? You have a good guard. Just
but you can't pull though. Oh, you mean the first couple
the
minutes?
first half you
yeah,
can.
that's right. I forgot. Yeah.
and if you take a shot, if you take a quick shot
yeah,
and pull,
you're good.
you're fine, right?
That's
like
right.
according to the rules.
Yeah.
So you can play that game so that you don't have to stand up with him. You sweep him and then like keep him down. I mean, Pixley's guard is not anything to
Right.
be impressed about, right? Like his stand up, his top game, his darces, his power half,
Yeah.
ridiculous, right? But he definitely has a path that he can be beaten in.
Right. You definitely don't want to play the stand, especially, okay, let's say you want to play the standing game. As soon as you get thrown that way,
Right.
it's like, okay, I got to reassess right here. Like,
Right.
I'm not going to continue. That's an ego thing,
Right.
in my opinion. Like, you're like,
I
oh, you toss
agree.
me, I'm going to fucking toss you back.
I agree. I think he got in his own head and he was like, "No, I'm going to show everybody that I have good wrestling."
yeah.
Like, bro, you need to win.
Yeah.
You need to win.
if
You
you're getting
posted,
tossed like that and you're thinking, I got to get a toss back,
bro.
you're not thinking about winning.
I don't even care about the toss. Like if I'm him, I have to be like, I don't care how I win. I
Yeah.
have to win this. Like I made a post 4 days ago saying that I won double gold. Like they bit him in the ass.
Yeah. I mean, but you know what? Props
It's a
to him
bad
for
look.
fucking doing it, like for having the confidence to do it, but that shit comes and bites you, bro.
Bro, Gordon doesn't do that.
Yeah. that's
Gordon
what-
doesn't do that. Gordon's the best we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Right? Till right now.
Right.
Right?
Well, let's
He's
see
the
what he says
worst we've
about
ever
the,
seen.
the 2 million with Nicky Rod.
He's not doing it.
All right. That's for another podcast, though.
He's not doing it.
That's for another podcast.
All right.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on. This was great.
For
We
sure.
didn't get to cover everything, but we would be here all day if we were really
I
talking
know.
about both events.
I know. It was awesome though.
Yeah, it was
It was
great.
awesome. It was a good weekend overall
Yeah,
for jiu-jitsu.
it was.
Even ADCC,
Yeah, all of it was great.
CJI, all of it was great.
All of it was great.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.